Our last story tonight is about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It's a collection of marine debris in the North Pacific Ocean. And that's a fancy way to put it. It's basically litter that ended up in the ocean. Think of it as oceanic soup of plastic fragments or a large swirl of garbage. Over 620,000 square miles of it, like a plastic island. For starters, it does not seem like a hospitable place. It is poor in nutrients. It's 1,000 miles away from the nearest streak of land, somewhere between California and Hawaii, where obviously the heat is unrelenting. Yet, it is bursting with life. Dozens of marine species have migrated to this garbage patch, and none of these creatures belong to the open ocean. They're all coastal animals. Yet they're thriving by clinging to plastic. Here's a report.
There is an island of trash floating in the Pacific Ocean. It's called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. It's the largest accumulation of ocean plastic in the world. It weighs 80,000 tons. It's spread over 1.6 million square kilometers. So it's twice the size of states like Texas. And it's like a garbage vortex, pulling all sorts of trash towards its center and keeping it there. You can fish out toothbrushes, nets, ropes, and even broken bottle shards. So it should be a barren wasteland, right? After all, it has 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic. It's an environmental disaster. But ironically, it's teeming with life. A new study proves this. Animals are migrating to this garbage patch, and these are dozens of marine species. None of these creatures belong here. 80% of them are coastal animals, so they usually reside on nutrient-rich shores. But somehow, they've learned to survive in the open sea. And this plastic patch, it's not just a haven for coastal animals, it's also home for open sea animals, like sea snails and blue button jellyfish. Now, coastal and open sea ecosystems are coexisting. They've created a single ecosystem for themselves. Also, a single food chain, because there's definitely competition for space. For example, coastal animals like sea anemones on this patch are eating sea snails, and coastal animals are also reproducing here. This means they have set up permanent residence, even if it's a plastic-based home. And this is shocking for biologists. Coastal species can travel on ships and floating debris, but they can't be out at sea for long, and they most certainly don't create communities there. That's usually because of a number of reasons, including differences in temperature, salinity, and availability of nutrients. But what seemed difficult earlier is clearly possible. Coastal species can make a go at the ocean, as long as they have something to anchor themselves to, even if it's garbage. But as interesting as this is, it's also scary. Coastal species are finding new places. They're taking hold of them, which means they're becoming invasive, threatening native life in the ocean. And apart from disrupting ecosystems, this is also an ecological hazard because it's a dirty, stinky beacon of plastic pollution in the ocean. The world already produces about 460 million tons of plastic a year. This could triple by 2060. So ocean pollution needs urgent action. And over the last few decades, many cleanliness drives have been up to the task, setting their eyes on this garbage patch. But after this research, cleaning it won't be easy, because removing the plastic from this patch would mean uprooting animal life. Sounds like marine biologists are stuck between trash and a hard place. Patching up this garbage patch needs cleaning with creativity.